Alrighty, yesterday we did talk about and we kind of introduced the political, economic, and social effects of Reconstruction, or the aftermath of the Civil War. And we introduced you guys on how it affected the North and the South very differently, how it cost the South much more economically and monetarily or money-wise. And we did give you a little bit of background on what went on and how the states did have to rejoin the Union, with Johnson putting in a provisional or temporary government, and then the states had to ratify the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment before they could rejoin the Union. Now, today we're going to kind of dive a little bit more into those political effects of Reconstruction. So, on this assignment, which is the political effects of Reconstruction, you do get 3 chances to make a 70 or higher. So I'm going to click Start My New Attempt. Now our learning target for today is I can explain the political effects of Reconstruction. Now remember these terms. We did introduce them yesterday. Political meaning government or government power, economic meaning money, and social means that it deals with people or groups of peoples. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press play and watch my Reconstruction video. After that, you'll notice there is an audio bar right here where I can click play, and this will actually read my question and answer choices. Notice I have a question and a sentence starter, and you're going to fill in the blank with the appropriate response from the drop-down box. So let's do a little example here. According to the video, what was Reconstruction? Reconstruction was a period of time shortly after the Civil War that it took the North to rebuild, the period of time shortly after the Civil War that it took the South to rebuild, or the period of time shortly after the Civil War that it took to reunite the country. Okay, so I'm going to choose the best answer out of these 3. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, choose the best response from my answer choices, and I'm going to move on to the next slide. The first thing I'm going to do on this slide is watch my vocabulary video. Then it says, after you've watched the video, please label the image by dragging and dropping the appropriate response to what the impact on African Americans was according to the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. So after I've watched my vocabulary video, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to drag and drop the answer choices that match what the 13th Amendment did for African Americans. And a good hint would be looking at some of these pictures, okay? That'll give you a hint at what some of the impacts were on African Americans. Once I have dragged and dropped and answered and labeled all 3, I'm going to move on to my next slide. Now this is kind of a critical thinking question. It says, what measures during Reconstruction were taken to provide civil rights to African Americans in Texas and the US? So here you're actually going to check all that apply. So all answers that are or would be correct. And here's my audio bar that reads the question as well as your answer choices. Then I'm going to move on. Now my audio bar here at the top it actually reads the excerpt to you, and then my audio bar at the bottom will read the question and answer choices. And the same thing goes for number 7. My audio bar at the top will read the excerpt to you, and the bar at the bottom will read the question and answer choices. Once you're done, click Review. Make sure that all of your slides that had questions have a completion bar, as you notice on number 4. Make sure they have a completion bar. Then, if they do, you're going to hit Finish, and it'll ask you if you want to submit. Please click Submit. Alrighty, and that's it for the step-by-step instructions for today.